There are a few important things that I need to do on the E46 before it can officially take its place as my daily driver. There's a misfire on the engine, there's a problem with the wheel alignment, and there's some rust that needs addressing. But before that, there's an urgent matter that needs to be fixed first. The blue. While I'm working on the interior, I might as well do something about this gaping chasm, which has formed over here. I don't have this trim piece, but I do have the box that used to be here and was swapped for the air conditioning module, so I'm going to swap these back, install the box, and then put some sort of a stereo here, just so that I can at least listen to some music. Nice. And I don't have the adapter. Alright, so I sourced the correct plug adapter, the one with the round pins. Let's put that in place. Perfect. I also got this aftermarket plastic radio adapter bit thingy to make the aftermarket radio look a bit more natural and blend in. Don't forget the screws. And of course the stereo. Now that we have the standard Euro plugs, we can put anything. By the way, if your stereo keeps losing its settings every time you take out the ignition key, you need to switch the yellow and the red wire, and that's going to be fixed. I guess I won't be listening to radio with this antenna. Anyway. And lastly, in order to put this trim piece, we need to remove this one.
I've spent my whole 300 quid on exactly what a 17-year-old wants. A banging stereo for me tunes.
With the blue lights gone, I'm definitely gonna sleep better tonight. Now let's take care of that nasty misfire with some new coils and new spark plugs. So it looks like the spark plugs were replaced recently. All of them are Denso and the same, and they look all in all good. There might be a leak from the valve cover gasket, but that's a matter for another day. The coils, however, this is a whole other story. We have one Baru, one Hella, one original Bosch, another Hella, another original Bosch, and an aftermarket Bosch. So we have all shapes and sizes, And even if not all of them are bad, I just want to have 6 of the same and knowing that they're good. Let's go. With the interior and engine somewhat sorted for now, it's time to move on to the wheels. The car is incredibly unpredictable under throttle, and as I said in the previous episode, there's a bit of a rattle over here. Also, you can obviously tell that the wheel is out of alignment. I tried to change the toe angle a little bit, but it's already at the end of the adjustment, so it can't go any further, and it's still turned in. So it's time to see what's going on. Good job, Boris. We shouldn't let brake calipers hang by their brake lines, so I'm gonna hang this one from the exhaust, much better. At this point, voice over me is gonna have to take over since I forgot to plug in the mic. I'm clearly taking off the rear trailing arm assembly because that's the main culprit responsible for the toe angle, and I strongly suspected it was either broken or bent, and that's why the whole alignment was off. Of course, after taking all the bolts, I forgot to remove the e-brake cable and I had to struggle with it a little bit, but eventually it did succumb and the assembly came out. It's pretty easy to see where the problem is. The bushing is way out of place. It is slid inside its housing and the control arm was hitting against this housing over here, metal on metal, and that's where the knocking noise was coming from and where the alignment was off. Also, the bearing is shot. I thought that this control arm was bent because of this knob here. Turns out that's how it's supposed to be. But I did buy a new one, install a new bushing and a new bearing. So we're gonna proceed with this one. Back on the assembly line, I want to put the e-brake together here because I think it's gonna be a bit easier. Would you just stay put? This looks about right. nuts in place. So the drive to the alignment shop was like driving on soapy glass. Maybe I should have eyeballed the alignment a bit better before taking the car out. But anyways, we made it safe and sound. There's good news and then there's bad news. The bad news is that not everything is in the green as I would have liked. There's still stuff to be adjusted. The front steering links are a bit seized up, so the guy couldn't adjust them, and I'm gonna have to get them moving and go again at some point. And also on the rear, the camber isn't exactly on the spot, but the good things are that there's no more rattle. The car drives pretty straight and true, and the alignment is symmetrical on either side, so I'm happy with that for now. All in all, I'm really pleased with this episode. I think that there is significant improvement. And in the next one, we're going to be tackling some of the missing plastics and the ones that are really, really crispy. And we're going to try to make the overall appearance on the outside a bit better. Stay tuned. See ya.